Welcome to the episode 11 Reality Podcast. I am your host, Ricky Valero. On today's episode, we are jumping back into the world of Love is Blind, and I couldn't be more excited. We have Love is Blind UK kicking off with its first seasons, where we have 30 singles ready to find love, maybe forever, maybe for a couple weeks, maybe a little bit of in between. All I know is I'm very, very excited because this season should be a blast, and I'm excited to chat about episodes 1 through 4 on today's podcast. Folks, of course, you already know how it goes, but starting August the 7th, new episodes of Love is Blind will roll out each week across 11 episodes as the singles embark on their journey of romance and self-discovery. August 7th, episodes 1 through 4, August 14th, 5 through 9, and episodes 10 and 11 will finish on August 21st. We have co-host Matt and Emma Willis. And you know what? Before we begin, they do this every season, and it really bothers me to complain about it every single time. But I hate they always open it with this like spoiler montage that we get to see some of these girls and guys that we already know are going to be picked amongst the crew. I want 30 singles. I want to be guessing who I think is going to be matching up after each episodes or after they're having these conversations. That to me is where I want to see things. But you know what? I always skip this part and move right along with it. Look, Matt and Emma are on our screens for like 30 seconds. Already a bigger fan of them than I am of Nick and Vanessa. Let's bring them over to Love is Blind US. But you know what? The pods are now open, ladies and gentlemen. Let's dive into this incredibly crazy cast. Freddie said he is a catch because I'm a caring person, has a lot to give someone. He is a funeral director. I like Freddie. You know what? I like Freddie. Funeral director, that's got to be fun. I talked about him a little bit on the episode where I broke down the cast of Love is Blind UK, but we have Catherine who enters the fold. She's a dental nurse and a swimming coach. He said he goes to the gym twice a day. She guessed it. He kind of freaked out a little bit. He has a brother and sister. His brother has Down syndrome, and she teaches Down syndrome kids how to swim. Very soft little moment there. Reminded you of that little Johnny and Amy moment, where she talked about her brother that she might have to take care of one day. Catherine enters in with Ollie. He's a boxer, and she used to kickbox. She's smitten by his voice. These two are kind of cute, but Freddie's better. Team Freddie, obviously. No offense to Ollie. The celebrity lookalike is back, and he said he looked like Craig David, which is not as crazy as Megan Fox, but I did think that was just kind of funny. I'm wondering if they like for sure made sure to edit this in after the whole entire Megan Fox and Chelsea situation. Ollie's next date is Demi. She plays football on the weekend. She likes to box as well. She said she friend zones because of her vibes. They fight over the first date and how competitive it would be. I like this vibe. The two kind of have a solid connection to start off with. We talked a little bit about Demi. She said she gets kind of friend zoned or friend zone guys because she's very competitive on her day-to-day basis. I love that competitive nature. I think it would be a lot of fun to kind of go back and forth with. Ollie said he has more of a sexual vibe with Catherine versus more of an honest vibe with Demi. We have Sabrina talking about her Gigi passing away and it wrecked her. Sabrina and Steven, um, she said that she would relocate for her man as she lives in Belfast. He owns a CrossFit gym and she's in marketing. His parents got divorced when he was 16, but he knows what he wants. They both meditate. He does a gratitude journal on a daily basis. These two were kind of cute. Steven said it was a home run date for him. I liked it a lot. We got to kind of get a little montage of the groups. Day one's kind of in the books. Sam has had a nose job. He trained very hard in the gym and came off the dating apps. Jasmine is the date. He's ready to be a dad, and these two talk about wanting kids. He is a Peter Pan of a kid, he's a kind of a Peter Pan of a big kid. He said, "Do you like to stroke your man?" And he's talking about like, it came out just like that. He literally, "Do you like to stroke your man?" It was like a very awkward moment. And she was very confused, but he said, "Do you like to tickle the person's back?" Which, whatever, you know what I mean? He likes what he likes. Sam's next date is Nicole. He said, "If you saw me, you might be impressed." I'm not sure about Sam. The guy, he's an interesting character, let's just say. She said she is scared that he is saying the right things to her. Nicole, obviously, we knew she had been previously married. I love that. Um, I feel like to me, like early on watching this, I felt like Sam from London is like this season's Matthew. Nicole's next date was Benaya. He said that he's technically homeless, which was weird. She thought he meant like on the streets, but he freelances and kind of lives where he works. She's an outdoor person and does yoga naked outside in her garden. Steven is excited to chat with Sabrina again. These two were smitten because they kind of connected very well. He's looking for someone to grow with and have new ventures. Um, he says he wears his budgie smugglers as they're called, which again, I what do I think my favorite things about watching these first four episodes was all of the new lingo that I could start using around my house. But you will never catch me in my budgie smugglers, aka the speedos. She kind of laughed at that. His shirt is 1% better every day is the shirt that he's wearing. She's wearing a bracelet for her Gigi and wears a ring for her Gigi, and he is wearing his grandfather's ring. I like these cute, like these two a lot. They talk children. She wants to have a foundation and would be okay not having children, but he wants his own child. So we kind of get a little, are they are they going to match? Are they not going to match? Is the children thing going to be an issue? Like to me, it's like, she kind of tells the camera she doesn't want to feel the pressure to have kids, and good for her. Like good for her having that conversation of like, hey, I might not want to have children. Um, these conversations, like to start off with, way more mature than what we get from like the US Love is Blind. It's kind of crazy. Jasmine's last relationship ended 3 years ago when she found out her boyfriend was having a baby with someone else. What a crazy way. Jasmine and Sam time she said she had her doubts about the comments he made, start talking about his Instagram posts about make people making the perception of him being a fuckboy. She kind of puts him in the spot about it. Sam said he gets butterflies with her to the camera. He tells her that, and it was cute. I don't really, again, Sam's just, I'm not vibing with Sam at all. Like he's like really only one so far that I'm kind of getting icky vibes from. Jasmine and Bobby are chatting now. He lived in Mexico for 5 months. She's a mental health nurse. He works on cruise ships, but ready to move on away from that. She wants to raise children with a strong foundation of the relationship. Bobby likes him some Jasmine. Priya tells her date with Bobby and Sam were great, but Sam feels like a no-go. Thank you. Oh, sorry. Jasmine tells Priya that her date with Bobby and Sam were great, but Priya says she feels like that Sam's like a no-go. Benai has been single since 2012. He's on another date with Nicole. She said she was thinking about him yesterday. He said likewise. They talk about the mind, body, spirit. Let's have fun on the ride. She asked if he will live if he will live his chaotic lifestyle, and he said he likes to travel. He had a tough childhood. She um, Jasmine tells the camera she really digs some Benaya. He gets excited when it's her in the pods. He wants to see if they can take it further from here. Sabrina talks to the girls about how the date was until the kid things was brought up. Steven says Sabrina makes her smile, but the lack of kids has affected him. Another date, he said she was on his mind all night. He said, honest truth, he wants to be a dad, and because he think he'd be a good dad. She said she doesn't feel the need to have children and wants to establish the marriage first. However, she's open to surrogacy and even possibly adopting a child. And he said he was okay with that. Well, look at that. Some damn adults acting like adults on a TV show for once in their life. Like, look, like, I'm waiting for like when they leave the pods or something like that for things to get chaotic. But like, can we have like a mature season of Love is Blind where people are just like acting like grown ass adults about their stuff? Let's see here. She talks a little, they get a little bit more in depth about their relationships with their parents and stuff. Like her dad stopped talking to her, but her mother later told her dad wasn't her real dad. She gets a little choked up about it because she's always felt guarded. A little sweet moment between these two. He had to tell her something. He said he was seeing someone they thought they would get married. She got ill. Listen, when I tell you guys that these are having grown folks conversations, this was a wild conversation because I would love to think, what do you do in these scenarios yourselves, right? You know what I mean? He talks in depth about how he was in a relationship and seeing someone. She got ill in a tumor. She said over the next few months, he watched the woman he loved nearly die loved dearly, nearly fighting for her life. He said after 8 months, she said, I can't do this anymore. I need to focus on me. He said if she survived, but they didn't, it would be okay with him. Like that to me, like that was deep. Like he was willing to let her go, the love of his life, to let her go, to just try. You know what I mean? To just like let her try to live her life and see if she can make it out. It's just that's just a crazy like such a deep conversation with these two, like having full-fledged conversations. Steven walks into the men's room, feels a majority relieved. She said the biggest concern she would be never giving him a real shot in the world. Catherine likes her some Freddie and Ollie. They bond over family names. Her grand name was Mary. Both their granddads were named Bill. She cries a little bit. Cute little moment. Catherine likes Freddie, but Ollie gets her in a tizzy. She likes him because, he's a man, basically, is what she said. Ollie likes Catherine and Demi, feels a sexual feeling with Catherine and homey vibes with Demi. Nothing wrong with either. She said she would, what would you do if I was in a bad mood? What would he do? He jokes, he said, stay with the boys, which was hilarious. He said he would comfort her, and she liked his response. She feels like he is the one. She tells him that she knows where her heart is at and doesn't want to open up too much. She said her heart is here, but she said he isn't 100% sure, and that breaks her heart a little bit. He said he's giving the other girls a chance. I mean, that's part of the process here that I think that gets kind of lost in the shuffle. You know what I mean? Especially early stages. We're talking about day 2 or 3, still getting to know people, still trying to figure out some stuff. There's nothing wrong with what he said there. Catherine and Demi talk Ollie. She likes Demi, but Catherine says she's ready to find out for herself. Catherine said she couldn't see them together in the outside world. That kind of little banter already, like, shit, we got a little bit of a cat fight. I love seeing people on the show who have like no dates and just randomly pop up in the living quarters. I feel like these people could just be like paid actors. You know what I mean? Steven is planning to propose to Sabrina. Um, he left her a little something. He said, "You stole my mind, now my heart." He started a poem for her. He gets nervous, saying, he kind of pauses a couple of times. He says, "Can I say something to you?" He said, "I love you. Can I take your hand as I take this knee? Ask you a little something crazy. Will you marry me?" Man, I love me some Steven. Like this entire scene, like she was just like, you know, you can see authenticity from somebody when they're trying to have the conversations or when they're trying to propose on this show. And what you see between this moment was like Love is Blind season 1 America time. You know what I mean? Like it's real, genuine love that you see, and it's just like absolutely beautiful. And I loved every moment of it. Of course, she said, "You're genuinely incredible. This is an incredible journey and glad I got to do what I do with you." But, and then we move into episode 2. She said, "It's been a short whirlwind of a journey and the process is insane, but hasn't had a single doubt with him. And she can't wait for the next chapter." Like, like Sabrina, like that was like you kick rocks. That was some bullocks, as my friends in the England people say, bullocks, 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 would say, because that was insane. Like my heart sank to my chest switching from episode 1 to 2 because I was like, no, this is like not okay. He jokes that he said he was on his knee for a long time. She said it was important for her to tell her how I feel. She said, "I know you're my person in exchange. I love you." It was cute. I'm very happy. Our first engaged couple, Steven and Sabrina. Everyone is happy for the duo. Nicole is smitten by Sam and Benaya. Tom and Marie, who is the coolest guy in the hospital, the ultrasound guy. He said, "Who is there whenever he's not?" The hip replacement guy. Yeah, fun jokes, something like that. She is Muslim and dating is frowned upon. He said he is big on personal growth. His dad just disappeared on him one day and he hasn't been able to give himself to someone because of what happened. Again, very mature show. I'm blown away by this cast. Just simply blown away. Maria lost her dad a few years ago because he had terminal cancer, went to Morocco to say his goodbyes, and then COVID happened. She didn't get to say goodbye to him again, like, holy cow, that's deep. You know what I mean? Like these people are having deep conversation. Like this is what I love. It's like, oh, what's on your Instagram page? Or oh, what kind of pictures do you like? Oh, we're telling each other about real life stuff here. Tom and Natasha time. They both love movies. They both would rather sit. I'd rather have their own popcorn, which I've kind of found funny. These two are my favorite. I really like these two a lot. These two are easy to chat with one another. Tom said Tasha is a 10 out of 10, but he feels a connection with Maria's as well. So it's like we're going back and forth here. I really think that it's interesting. Freddie and Catherine. Freddie and Catherine time. It just Freddie and Catherine time. He said he wants to be wanted to be a medium 5 years ago. Um, let's see here. You want to be on for medium? I lost my spot here, guys. You want to be a medium fire? She said the person she was going to be married was going to start with some of the. She went to a medium 5 years ago. Here we go. She went to a medium 5 years ago. She said the person he was going to marry, it was going to be someone to start with a C. Ha. He said he wanted his brother with Down syndrome to be his best man. If anything happens to his family, would have to be there. She, of course, it was good to go with this. Again, reminds me of the Amy Johnny situation. She is adopted. Later in life, it affected and abolished her that she didn't know that her parents looked like. She said the man find her too sensitive or baggage, and she said she wants to open up and show that side of her. Like, I don't understand that. Like, how do you criticize somebody that's like adopted? Like, that to me, like my mind was just like, you know what I mean? It didn't make any sense to me. He said, "I've got proper feelings for you." Like, and I was like, "Proper feelings? I have proper feelings for you." I'm like, "Yeah, I'll be using all these new words forever and ever and ever and ever." Like, it just made me extremely happy. It really, really did. Let's see here. She almost said love, and she said she really likes him. Catherine also likes Ollie. He said he's ready to settle down. He said is it sexual love or even lust? He's trying to break her down. He said his vibes is vibing with other people. This got really weird. She goes, this got so this was really weird, right? Something gets brought up about like a birthday party, and apparently she goes to some bougie club and didn't love this idea. Um, and then he said, Ollie told Catherine, he said, Ollie doesn't feel like home. Like it was such a weird conversation that didn't make a whole lot of sense per se, and you're left kind of befuddled because it's like what really happened. You know what I mean? Like what's really going on here? But yeah, Sabrina and Steven meet for the first time. She said for some reason he's giving bald energy. This was hilarious. These two were very quite smitten by one another. She tells him about the bald energy. They share a kiss. He jokes, "Let's go." When he bends down on one knee, he jokes with her and said, "Let's go for a short answer this time." He asked her to marry her. She said he's everything she could have ever wanted, tall, dark, and handsome. He said she is more than anything he could have ever dreamed of. I love these two. Again, if these two don't work out, I will quit watching this show. That's not true because I continuously say that over and over again. But I will say this, when I have said that about something, last couple that I said, if they didn't make it to the finale and get married, Amy, Johnny, and Brett and Tiffany. Like those are the hardcore ones that I was very, very convinced um, that I thought was something like, you know what I mean? Like was convinced. You know what I'm saying? Let's see here. Jasmine said she has the top two, but not sure who is one. She likes Bobby with the quiet confidence, Sam with the feels like the attractive guy who wants what he wants, right? Sam said he feels Jasmine is going to give him the love and affection he needs. He needs the like a rock in his life. She tells him she's only apprehensive with him is he's telling her what she wants to hear. He gets super defensive, which was kind of weird. He just acts like funky as hell. I don't again, out of all of the guys that we've met, of all the guys trying to be in relationships, Sam's the only one that gives me these weird vibes. I'm telling you, he gives you that Matthew style vibes here. It's Tom and Natasha time. He was raised in a broken family. He wants to do right by his kids. Tom and Maria are talking. They have a humorous, upbeat side of one another. It's kind of a fun vibe back and forth here. Bobby and Jasmine time. The amount of people on the show blow my mind. They've been through some shit. Like I feel like this cast was cast right. They got this cast right, and it's not something that's easy to say because it's not something that always happens. It feels like a lot of these people, and sure, they might have missed on like one or two, and Sam, we're still like the verdict's still out. We're only an episode and a half in, but if they got like one guy wrong in this though, that's not terrible considering some of the people that we've recently seen on some of these shows. But it's amazing, just raw people that have just kind of been through some stuff in life and have gone through it and talking through stuff. Jasmine says she's going to cut off her time with Sam because Bobby is the one. Let's fucking go. Sam's plan is to try to break barriers with Jasmine. He was looking forward to chat with her. Well, she shuts his ass down. Bye, Sam. Bye. She said her connection was stronger elsewhere. He was not prepared. Like he was ready to break down the walls with Jasmine, and she said, "Peace out." He's not happy at all. He storms out, throws a wine glass on the floor. He said, "This is the worst experience of life." He said he didn't see this coming. He said, "I got rejected after 10 seconds." He said, "I was down to two girls," but he said he gave him clarity to that Nicole was the one now. What? How do you go from you're going to go in here and break down the barriers with Jasmine only to be like, "Oh, she broke my heart." You know what? Nicole's the one. This is what pisses me. These are the people like him that go on the show for that clout. Demi's making a birthday card for Ollie. She had the room filled with balloons to celebrate and get ready for her man. It makes him quite emotional. I love this because it was attention to detail and care for his day. She also got him a crystal of love. Loved this so much. Just loved it. Catherine is thrilled for Demi. Said she's going to step away from Ollie. She said her heart is for Freddie. Let's go. Let's go. We're opening doors here for people that I like. Ollie said it's always been Demi. She didn't get his ass nothing. Nothing. Nothing at all. Nothing. Catherine didn't get shit for her. She said, I'm going to make it easier and says you should explore the option with someone else. She said she's getting in the way and wants him to be happy and make it easy for him. Nicole says she likes Sam and Benaya, but she feels romantically connected to Benaya. She wants to know if he is serious about marriage. He said he isn't at the stage of saying he could see himself get engaged. He said he really wants to enjoy their time and hopes to see her tomorrow. Like that was his opportunity to like bada bing bada boom, you're gonna get married type thing, and like or like lock down Nicole, and he just swung and missed. He tells the camera that he's falling for her. He said what they have is special but doesn't want to lose it. Like what do you mean? 1 second you're like, I don't want to know if I could do this, and then the next minute you're like, I don't want to lose her. Like you literally just lost her, bro. Like you literally just lost her. Jasmine and Bobby time, he raps to her. He kind of gets that kind of talks over, not really raps, but it was sweet. I feel like maybe my guy like needed a little beat, like boom, a little beatbox or something. He gets down on one knee. She's cute, being shy. He proposes. Let's go. She said every sign was pointing towards him, and it's been him all along. So of course they say yes. We got two couples engaged now. We got Jasmine and Bobby, Steven and Sabrina. Sam said her loss moved his eyes to Nicole now. He got her a lucky bracelet. Please, for the love of God, dump this stupid man. She tells him to trust the process, and he said he doesn't want to sit in the booth with anyone else. Well, of course, because you got kicked out of the other booth, bro. And a gut feeling it was her. Like, stop, dude. Fuck this guy. He was like literally all over smitten someone else like 5 minutes ago until he got booted out of the room. Sam is freaking out because she said he might not be able to pick her up. Like, he freaked out. Like, so she said something or whatever along the lines about them getting engaged, and it was like really weird. And to me, it was like, she's like, you might not be able to pick me up when you run towards me. So he started freaking out about, oh my God, well, what if she's fat? But, but, like, that's what this is. Love is blind. Stop being a superficial fucking piece of shit. Benaya, step it up. Like he says he needs to say something to her about what happened. He says, Steven said it's the right thing to do and say something. He said he wants to be with her. She said there's another connection she's exploring. He said she does have a deep care and is going to be brutal honest. He proceeds to tell her about Sam and what he said. He said, I don't want this to be seen as sabotage. He said, Sam isn't here for genuine reasons. Whoa. We transition to episode 3. We pick up with Benaya telling Nicole that Sam isn't here for the right reason. He tells her to go where she sees her future. I've been sketched of Sam this entire time. It just seems like flipping a switch like this. He flipped from Jasmine to Nicole and the flip a switch. Jasmine's thoroughly confused about what Benaya said. Maria is enjoying her time with Tom. They talk marriage. She's excited about to take on the role of. So this is weird. Maria tells Tom that she's excited to take the role of being a traditional wife, and he said he doesn't want a stay-at-home wife. This makes things like slightly awkward, which can kind of confuse me. This was weird, right? She was like, I think he took it the wrong way, but then like their next date, they have these meaningful conversations. They kind of ironed out some of the details of what kind of confused one another. But like, she was like traditional wife, like I want a traditional wife, and he was just like, oh no, I don't want a stay-at-home wife. I don't like. It was kind of confusing to me. I think it was weird. She asked if he has any connections in the pods, and he said, yeah. She said, you're my number one for me. And she said, and me, he stutters and said he doesn't have a number one. Tom's kind of still caught up with Natasha right now. Jasmine and Bobby are setting up for their first meeting. He goes in for a kiss, and she kind of turned her head a little bit. And then there was a kiss. It was kind of a weird kiss. It was kind of a weird meeting. I feel like he outkicked his coverage for sure. But maybe they're growingly smitten. I'm not sure, like, you have that awkward like meeting. It was just kind of very awkward. Catherine and Freddie, I like these two a lot. I do. He said he loves her, and she starts to cry. She said, I love you too. He said, do you feel that way about me? And she said, so strong. Could we be on the verge of another engagement? Ollie and Demi time, she tells him she hasn't connected with him on an emotional level yet. She breaks down with him in the ways and gets emotional about the positive. She said it's hard for her to conceive because she has endometritis and it is a struggle. Like, damn, Demi, I feel bad. Like, this was just, again, just like Ollie said, she has been more than enough to him, and he tells her that it doesn't change how he feels about her. Like, what a, again, having these conversations in the pods is better than having these conversations in Mexico or wherever they're going to go. Because to me, it was about knowing these details, understanding that I've got to tell you things that might not go in my favor, but I'm going to be a grown ass adult. So that to me is something that's very cool to kind of watch unfold. Um, Love that he reassured her and said he doesn't change how he feels about her. He said he wants to peel. He wants the more he wants her. He says the more he peels back the layers, the more he realizes he noticed she is the one to the camera. They do a little cute pod hug. She says to the camera she's falling in love with him. Jasmine talks to Nicole and says Sam was one of her people. She said Sam didn't have the depth that she wanted, and Nicole said Sam said she was her person, and Jasmine said he kind of said the same thing to her, which is hilarious. Tom's love triangle between Maria and Natasha. He's talking them both up. Freddie's about to propose to Catherine. She's freaking out. He said he is proper scared. He's proper scared. I don't know what proper scared is, but I like it. He wrote a little sweet poem to make her and all of us cry. It was a very, very sweet moment. Freddie and Catherine are now engaged, joining Stephen, Sabrina, Jasmine, and Bobby. Sam, Benai, and Nicole time. Nicole's nervous as hell. Not sure which door she's going to go to. She goes to Sam's room first. She asks him if he is here for love and hope for marriage. She breaks it down big time. He said, yes, 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 yes. He said, trust me, 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 trust me. She tells him that she really loves him and he said nobody has loved him before. Like, just throw Sam in the garbage pan. He said, I think I love you too. I think I love you too. He comes back. He's very excited. She was very confused by the I think I love you too. She's still doubting it. Literally, none of the guys felt excited for him when he walked in. Benaya says she's the one. Um, Unfortunately, Sam and Nicole are a fourth couple. Nicole says got engaged to Sam, and the ladies were like, wrong. My only thing about Benaya is the fact that he had his chance and let Nicole slip. You had an opportunity to hook Nicole in, hook, line, and sinker, and you left the door open for Sam to give her the attention and the conversation that she was looking for in this time. Freddie and Catherine meet. I love these two. Cute ass couple. Door opens. They both cry instantly. When I tell you this was top 5 Love is Blind meeting I've ever seen. Just incredible. Just honestly, beautiful moment. Freddie, Catherine rooting for these two big time. Tom, Maria, Natasha love triangle again. He said he isn't sure it's romantic love with Natasha or not. He wants the sexual part to match the emotional connection, and she is heartbroken. Um, yeah, that was so. It looks like we're on the verge of Tom and Maria here. Sam and Nicole meeting time. He said it's going to be okay. He's giving the worst acting performance. Like, okay, if you're a movie person, you know what the Razzies are. If you're not a movie person, you probably know what the Razzies are. They could give him out the worst performances of the year. This guy would give the worst performance of the year. He said he doesn't care what anyone else thinks. I think she is gorgeous. What does that even mean? Like, is he insinuating that other people will say she's ugly? Like, I don't even know if she is even attracted to him. He puts the ring on the wrong finger. She saw him and isn't sure how to put 2 and 2 together right now. Like, I fucking hate this guy. He said, trust me 40 fucking times. He always is looking for that reassurance. This guy's like so narcissist. And before they leave, he said, I think I love you again. And she didn't say it back. Like, it was just, she said, I liked what we saw in the pods, but not all of this. She wants to get to real life and see. Like, what? I don't know. Tom and Marie time. Maria lays it all on the line to Tom about how she feels, finishing with I love you. He said it just feels right with her and he proposed to her. Love that Tom and Marie join our bunch. We are now to 5 couples with Tom and Marie joining the bunch. Ollie and Demi time. He said, I know you know what I got on me. I love Crystal. He wrote something for her. These speeches got me in tears. It was just another beautiful, just heartfelt. This is the Love is Blind that we all know and fell in love with. She said, "Of course I'll marry you." Again, loved it. Tom and Maria meet. It was adorable. She said he was absolutely gorgeous, and it made my heart so happy. She said, "I got lipstick all over you." It was just, he said, "I don't care about the lipstick." These two just kind of like almost damn near get down to business right in front of everybody. But when their cameras turn off, they gonna get down to business. Ollie and Demi time. He said he wants to find a woman sexy because that what else is there to do when it's raining? That comment I didn't love. He said she was a 10 times more beautiful than he thought and curvy in all the right places. Come on, Ollie, I love you. All right, so our couples are going to go to Corfu, Greece, is where they're going to spend their honeymoon stages. Obviously, all of our couples are Freddie, Catherine, Steve, Sabrina, Jasmine, Bobby, Sam, Nicole, Tom, Maria, and Ollie and Demi. Those are our couples. Hang on, where did I just go? I just lost where I was, guys. There we are. We're back. We're back. Kofi, Greece. It's funny when they go to Greece, they show Steven and Sabrina, but like it had been so long since we saw them that they have their first date. I love it. Freddie spilled his drink literally everywhere, all over himself. Bobby's quite smitten by Jasmine and her entire body. Her type is big guys and tattoos, and well, Bobby's a pretty boy, but she finds him very attractive. She loves that he is touchy-feely because she is. Through this entire time, you're trying to figure out where the fuck Sam and Nicole are because we're getting everybody. We find out everyone is meeting tomorrow. Catherine is nervous to meet Ollie, but she's got Freddie by her side. I like Ollie and Demi, but I'm optimistic he isn't 100% feeling her, maybe. Maria and Tom are in bed eating chocolate fruit. These two are cute. He said um, it's going to be intimidating by dating someone out of your league. Tom is fucking funny. He just kind of jokes with her. I love his banter. Um, Everyone's going to bed. And then the bombshell drops. Nicole said, Sam and I were meant to go on the retreat, but she said something didn't feel right. She said he put the ring on the wrong finger and he didn't even notice. She said she knew something was wrong. So she said, good for her. Sam sucked ass. So we got rid of him, I guess. Catherine and Freddie had sex and she's giggling, hilarious, and then said twice. So Catherine and Freddie got freaky. Steven and Sabrina got freaky. Demi and Ollie are kind of still weird. Jasmine said Bobby snores. Tom and Maria are cute. Tom said he's excited to explore the sexual tension. Let's see here. Nicole says she's going to talk to Benaya and wants to make things right with him because she owes him an apology. Do we have a Zach and Bliss situation all over again? Because that is the end of this batch. We'll get that meeting on the next batch. Honestly, first 4 episodes, by far the best 4 episodes that we have seen. Maturity at the highest level. To me, that is something that you cannot yeah, like it's something to me that I loved. You know what I mean? Like the maturity, the conversations, the deep conversations about things. It's going to be interesting to see how things go to the next level. I didn't watch the trailer for the next episode, but to me, I'm very intrigued by what's potentially ahead because it's we're back to the real life, and that to me is where things get kind of hard, if you know what I'm saying. But before we go, we're going to rank these couples. Okay. To me, we have to do it. We have to rank the couples, even though it's kind of hard because you know what? I've kind of got a vibe for a lot of these couples. I'm digging what's going on with these couples. And you know what? I'm going to do it anyway because what we're going to go here first. All right, let's see here. Let me go with my number 5. Obviously the Sam Nicole thing, Benaya Sam thing, that to me, we're going to figure that situation out, right? Benaya, Nicole, or Sam and Nicole. Obviously, Sam and Nicole's not on here. So they're kind of voided out in this scenario, right? So to me, they're not on the list. So we're going to rank the 5 couples right now. Will it be 6? Who knows? We'll find out, right? Let's come in at number 5. Jasmine, Bobby. Still iffy about these two. I think they're good. They got a little freaky. You know what I mean? Hey. Oh, no, wait. Sorry, they didn't get freaky. Maybe they didn't get freaky. Sorry. So I'm going to put them at number 5. Let's see, Tom and Marie, I'm putting in number 4. Okay. I like Tom. I think these two are definitely interesting. Still very, I think they're good, but I'm not 100% sold on them yet. All right. So number four, number three, I am gonna go. Um, let's see here. Freddie, Catherine. I like these two, right? I think I like these two a lot. I think they're gonna be pretty solid. Um, Demi, no, sorry. Number three is gonna be Demi and Ollie. I think they're still weird, right? I still think they're kind of weird. So then number two, Freddie, Catherine, because I think they're more legit. Steve and Sabrina are going to be my number one. I love these two quite a bit, and they're pretty much my favorite. I think you know what I mean. I don't not like these guys. They kind of remind me of the early stages of Brett and Tiffany, and because of that, it makes me beyond joyous. But that's it for this week's episode of the Love and Reality Podcast. Let me know what you guys think of the first four episodes of Love is Blind UK. I'm very excited about the season because, again, the maturity level, but very excited because I just love me some Love is Blind. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'll talk to you next week.